You think that you know everything because you've believed for a certain amount of time when you were in this entanglement, you believed the crap that they told you. These are the things they told you. You don't know the things that they haven't told you. Welcome back, warriors, to another wretched episode of Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kita, and today I'm going to be taking questions about a video request that came in today from Graham. Graham, thank you for submitting your question. I'm just going to go ahead and read the email for you guys. It says, "Hey Kita, I found your channel a few days ago and I've already watched almost all of your videos. I really appreciate the energy you bring. I think it's great to take an aggressive stance against these monsters." I agree. Not directed toward an individual psychopath, but rather anger at the fact that these demons walk among us and continue to destroy lives every day. Here's my question. What happens to a covert narcissist's ego, psyche, if they happen to be temporarily starved of supply? For example, say a psychopath discards their partner, but the new target has wisened up or takes a better option, a human being, for example. The narcissist has no career prospects, their parents pay for all of their expenses, and they're about to turn 30 with little to show for it. Will their pathetic life cause them to implode, or are they so invested in their delusional false self that they simply hoover exorbitantly until some poor soul takes the bait? I'm one of the souls being hoovered right now. Thanks and keep up the good work. I got nervous when I said exorbitantly. I'm not sure how to pronounce that properly. So I'm going to go ahead and check that out after the video and maybe make a retake. Just kidding. I'm not going to do none of that shit. So let's just cut to the chase. Graham, thanks for sending that in. That's a great question. What happens to the covert narcissist's ego if they happen to be temporarily starved of narcissistic supply? Well, let me think. Within a day or two, they're calling someone else from their past. Do not underestimate the Rolodex of a psychopath narcissist. They have victims and they have people that they have entangled themselves with for decades. I don't care how old or young they are. The younger they are, that means they're in school. So that means they have access to a lot of people. And the older they get, they just have a longer history. So I would say what happens within a day or two. They're calling the old supply. They're calling good old faithful who will take their call and let them cry on their shoulders, even if it's over the phone. They know exactly who to call to get that validation that they need. They'll call and they'll be crying, "Oh my God, he left me. He did this to me." Because mind you, they're going to project a lot of the crap that they did to you. And they're going to make it seem as if you did that to them. That's the way that conversation is going to go. They're going to be purely victims, okay? Pure victims right there. And the old supply is going to take their side. That's pretty much how it goes. So they're calling them with their tails between their legs because they got, like you said, they have no other options right now, or so you think. And then that validation from the old supply starts to build them up. Especially if it's, well, you know what, I was gonna say especially if it's a girl, and then they call some chode, and then, you know, he'll start telling her how pretty she is, and she's so beautiful, and you know, he wishes he had a girlfriend like her, or some crap like that. You know, they'll start placating and doing all that nonsense. But I'm not even gonna go there, even though I did, but I'm gonna backtrack, and I'm gonna say the dude to do the same thing. They'll call some chicks that they know are starving for that phone call, and they'll start getting their validation. All they want to do is get that attention, right? To know that they're not, alone, to know that they really do have options. No matter what they tell you, no matter what you know. See, here's the thing. You know that they're pieces of crap. You know that, like you said, they have nothing to show for it in their little pathetic lives. They're turning 30 with nothing to show for it. You know, maybe they're late bloomers, whatever. But what you don't know is the things they haven't been telling you. You think that you know everything because you've believed for a certain amount of time when you were in this entanglement, you believed the crap that they told you. These are the things they told you. You don't know the things that they haven't told you. You don't know the truth. Remember, whatever a narcissist tells you is never 100% true. They have this disorder, it's like a pathological lying disorder, where they have to skew a fragment of the situation, which automatically renders it false. It's not the complete truth. It's impossible. It's 99% true, but 1% false. That's enough to taint the entire story. And that's how they have dominion over their victims, really. They're telling you a story, but they purposely skew a fragment. Sometimes two. Next time they tell you that story, because a narcissist likes to retell the story over and over and over again, now they'll take that fragment and they'll change it. They'll warp it. They'll move it over here. Then they'll take that one, they'll move that one over here. Now you're listening. Now you remember clearly when they told you that story, these two factors in that story meant something, but now they've completely changed it. And now you're a little confused, but you're too scared to question them or to call them out on it because you're already walking on eggshells. Well, what that starts doing is creating that cognitive dissonance. It's part of the gaslighting trickery that they do. So don't bet your laurels that you know everything about the narcissist because, again, I repeat, you don't know the things that they have not told you. They're not going to implode, although we wish they would. They're not. They're not going to implode. They're going to find another target fast. And honestly, if they can't find someone of good value as quickly as they would like, that's when they hoover you. That's when they hoover you. As a matter of fact, like you said, you're one of the souls being hoovered right now. So that means that you've been in this entanglement long enough to see the pattern. You've seen them hit a rock bottom, and then at some point they hoover you. They want to see what they can get out of you if there's still a chance. Remember, when they hoover, even though they make it seem like they're coming back for good, it's not for good. It's because whatever plot they had, whatever idea they had, didn't work out. So now they're desperate and they're like, oh my God, I have to hold on to this person. I can't lose this person completely. So let me come back in there. And they'll even tell you, like, I'm not looking for anything. I just want to know that I have you. I can still have you in my life. But if you're romantically, in love with this person and they hoover and they come back and they tell you shit like that, you still have hope, right? Don't you guys have hope that maybe it'll work out this time? Even if they tell you they don't want anything, why are you back? Like, why would anybody want to keep around a toxic person like that you've already been entangled with and you finally broke free? Why would you want them back in your life just to have them as background fodder? No. If you have that trauma bond, if you still have that false hope, you obviously want to get them, you want to jump in bed with them again, don't you? And you want to try and make that relationship work. But if it's not going to be that, why even have them around? Now I got to tell you, why have them around, period, whether it's in bed, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's a friendship. Once you're free from a narcissistic entanglement, don't look back. So let's just be clear. I am not advocating to take anyone back at some sort of distant friendship level. No, a toxic person will find a way to infiltrate your mind again and to poison you and to plant that parasite right back in your subconscious. Now, I love how you said that their new partner or the new supply wisened up. Man, can you imagine if everybody wisened up against these predators? That's why I make these videos. I think the best revenge that we can get with our narcissist psychopath ex is to live an extraordinary life where you're indifferent, you don't even think about them, and if they do pop into your head, you don't even feel rage, anger, or anything. You're just indifferent. Like, it really doesn't matter. You're kicking ass. But at the same time, it would be great if people wisened up and then whoever they target and whoever they try to fuck over, it doesn't work out, like quick. Like they get called out real quick That would be amazing, wouldn't it? But you know what? I think the more we come together and the more we share these experiences and we learn to laugh about them, and we grow the courage to call shit out when we see it immediately and not allow toxic people to distort our reality, because we know it's true. You're sending me this email because you obviously experienced this situation. You know it happened. You know it's true. And you're still concerned about whether you get hoovered back or if they hoover someone else. And they're still taking up real estate in your mind rent-free. They're not paying for all this energy that's being robbed that you should be using on something now for the present to rebuild your life and to live a quality, extraordinary life. There's still this ongoing thing that you still wonder, and you're like, man, I hope that shit's fucked up. I wonder what's going on. I wonder if things didn't work out. And you know what? That's normal. I think if you didn't have such thoughts, you're not human. I think it's normal to have that at first, but the goal should always be to move into a higher paradigm, into a higher frequency where none of this shit matters anymore. This is just a story to tell when you go camping over a fire and you're having roasted marshmallows on October, Halloween type of scary stories type of deal. But yeah, thanks for the, great question. I used to think about stuff like that all the time. I always wondered if they were better off, if, oh man, they met someone probably is going to be better. This person is a provider, and this person's going to give them this, and they're going to buy them this, and they're going to take care of them, and this and the other. And it's like, come on. That was at the beginning. That was before I knew the extent of this disorder and how no matter how good of, I don't even want to call it a supply, no matter how good of a partner they could meet in the future, their disorder is going to drive them to self-sabotage it. And that's why they're always in hell. They're always tormented. They're never happy. They can never be fulfilled. They're thirsty forever. It's a thirst that's unquenchable. So you got nothing to worry about. And you know what? Fuck it. If they do implode, so be it. And unfortunately, it's true. I mean, they are invested in that delusional false self. That's how, that's how they're able to continue orchestrating the masquerade that they put on time and time again, because they actually believe in the delusion, in that false self, in that idea of themselves that they create. They believe it so strongly that they're able to generate that confidence to move forward and continue their onslaught. And we both know they're not confident people. Like deep inside, they're like the Wizard of Oz. They're like really, really small, and everything else is smoke and mirrors. But they believe in them. They believe in that delusion so much that they're able to manifest what seems to be great things, but then it's in their nature to self-sabotage. That's the difference. But here's the thing. We can do the same thing. We can learn to rebuild our confidence and our self-worth and believe in it so strongly that we can put this trauma and this nightmare behind us and move forward into a new relationship, into a new venture, into a new life experience without the fear that there's another psychotic demon waiting for us on the other side. Because if that's what we maintain in our minds all the time, that's what we're going to continue to attract. The brain is going to be like, okay, let's look for more evidence that there's more psychopaths running around waiting for us. But if we can do the same thing. We can plant good ideas, positive ideas to build our self-esteem, right? To believe in ourselves, to not have fear, or to acknowledge that fear but face it head on with confidence and just keep moving forward. Our vibrations will naturally rise into a much, much higher paradigm where better things await us. Things that in this lower paradigm of trauma and panic and anxiety cannot exist. And these are the types of strategies and fundamentals that I teach every day on my online coaching program. For those of you that are interested in working with me directly in a private one-on-one setting, go ahead and shoot me an email for more details on how we can set something up together and workshop through this toxicity and just put together a master plan that's going to get you out of this anxiety, out of this dark, gloomy, I'm going to say paradigm, because what it is it's a paradigm of low vibration energy. So we work together to understand exactly what is it that happened and how to escape that predator, how to get out of that situation so that we can rebuild, refocus, and rewire this trauma to move into a higher paradigm so we can achieve the things that we've always wanted to do. Think of the life that you had before you started dating or you got married to this monster. How great things probably were. We can get back there, and I can help you get there. Don't forget to download your free ebook on the 5 steps of going no contact with a psychopath narcissist so that you can learn exactly what you need to do to create boundaries so these predators can no longer hurt you. So there's also links in the description for that, as usual. You know how it goes. Guys, keep sending me your questions. I think they're great questions, and I'll do my best to make a video as soon as I can. And continue sharing, liking, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that now and click on the little bell icon so you can get a notification every time I drop one of these powerhouses. Hope you guys are feeling amazing, and I will talk to you in the next video.